voltage, step ladders, lights, cats, and not getting electrocuted. Find out what all these things have in common after the jump.
It is imperative that before you start any kind of electrical work, you get yourself blessed by a cat. And with the help of an assistant, finding the right breaker is a piece of cake. Hope you're not forever alone. Now, before anyone asks, why even remove such a perfectly good lamp? Well, because if all goes well, my job will transfer me to a new location pretty soon, and then we'll be selling this house. And we're both quite fond of this lamp, my fiance and I.
Sorry, next owners. This one's not on the house.
Also, this is a case of do as I say, not as I do. I probably should have checked the voltage on these wires with a multimeter before starting work. And the moment you remove those two nuts holding up the light fixture, it's gonna go flying, so get some help holding it up while you work. You'll be removing all three wires, the ground wire off of the ground screw, and then of course the hot wire, which is black, remove the wire nut, and the neutral, also remove the wire nut off the white wire. Next, we say hello to the brand new light fixture. And I mean, sure, it would be easy to go down to Walmart and spend $5 on a cheaper light fixture, but you're trying to give the next homeowners good justification to spend extra money, so this one, in my opinion, is just as nice, but we'll need some modification. I'm removing this nut right now, and hopefully I'll remember the order of all these things that are coming off so that I can shorten the length of those rods there, which luckily come in sections, so it's almost as if they thought of this ahead of time. I remove just the optimal amount of rods, or whatever I thought was going to be the optimum, and I screwed them back together and mocked it up in the dining room to make sure it's not too low and not too high. This light comes with a bunch of ornamentation that screws into the base, so I mocked that up as well. The height is wrong, but not for long. One of the rods I found had a different length from all the others, shorter, and that's great because I just wanted it a few inches higher. Next, I reassemble the lamp, hopefully in the right order, and then it's time to clip the wire to the right length. I used the ground wire as reference and just cut the wires to the same length as the ground wire. Then I stripped the wiring, and then I had to stare at it for a very long time because I need to determine which wire is which. The side or the wire with the ribbing, that's neutral, and that goes to white. While the smooth wire with text on it, that goes to black. Here I mocked it up and I was not too happy with how little bite one of the nuts had on the bolt, so I wound up scoring the drywall with a flathead screwdriver with the idea that I would be able to recess the housing a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's big brain time around here.
Next up, it's all the usual suspects. I had my fiance hold up the light while I wired the ground, then I wired the smooth wire with text to the black or hot wire, and then the ribbed wire into neutral. Then I put a bit of electrical tape around it, just me being anal, I suppose, told the wires a bedtime story, and carefully tucked them into the ceiling box. While you bring up the light fixture with one hand, use your other hand to tuck in all the wires out of the way. Put the holes through the bolts,
and tighten those nuts.
Then it's probably a good idea to tug on it, but not too hard, to make sure that it is secure. I would be a monster if I didn't share with you the satisfaction of peeling off this label, so here you are.
Oh yeah!
Putting the finishing touch is like decorating a Christmas tree, so enjoy. I'm generally happy about how this turned out. It's, looks kind of like Art Nouveau a little bit. It might even be classier than the last lamp. So much so that it made me instantly ready for dinner. The only thing I was unhappy about was the LED lamps that it was provided with. I have a dimming switch there and it does not play nicely. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but they were flickering like crazy. You might also notice that one of the lights is now a bit dimmer than the others. That is just a comparison basis I put in there. That's just an incandescent bulb. All the others are still LEDs. And unless you spend some seriously big bucks on some fancy LED lamps that simulate this red glow as they dim, so in my case I just went with incandescents. Thanks for watching.
Say something when you start shooting.
Yeah.